Hey, welcome everybody to Father, Son, and Holy Football Weekly NFL Show. I'm G-Man. That's T-Money right there. Coming to you live, and welcome to the July 17 Father, Son, and Holy Football Weekly NFL Show, coming to you. Every NFL player, except for the holdouts, T-Money, will be back in the building in the next 7 days. The rookies on 7 different teams have already reported, T-Money, and more across the league will join him in the coming days. Are you getting excited?
Getting amped, man. This is exciting time of year. Just turning the corner into July. August is peeking around there, showing you a little skin, getting excited. It's good time, man. I can't wait. Your fantasy football drafts start getting scheduled. It's right around the corner. Enjoy these last few weeks of the hot summer because that fall's coming fast. Can't wait for the football, baby.
Yeah. Hey, if you love Team Money and you love what we do, press that like and subscribe, man. Help us continue to bring you the fun. And hey, man, we got the Chargers rookies are in camp. We got the Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, Giants, 49ers, Seahawks, all in camp. All the rookies are going, man. So it's getting exciting. The preseason starts, Team Money, with the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. Lions and Chargers, July 31. Not that far away.
No, not far at all. Can't wait, man.
So guy that won't be in that game that everybody's talking about is the great rookie season by Jaden Daniels. Team Money, he goes for 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions against that. Started all 17 games, went 12-5, made it to the NFC title game. Jeez, Team Money, is this guy a top 5 quarterback in your mind?
I'm gonna say yes. I mean, I just think
Woo!
already he's proven his ability to lead a football team, right? I mean, this guy was one of the top rookies coming out. I was super high on him coming out of the draft here. And of all qualified quarterbacks, he's only behind Tua, Goff, Baker, and Joe Burrow, and Geno Smith in completion percentage. So he's throwing a great completion percentage, 69%. That's better than the Jalen Hurtses and the Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes. He's up there statistically, like you said, with touchdowns. He has just been a beast this year, or this past season, and was 4th in QBR already behind Lamar, Josh, and Burrow. And obviously we put Mahomes as one, basically all of us. I know everyone's going to say Jalen Hurts deserves that spot or Matthew Stafford deserves that spot, but I believe it's Jaden Daniels right now. He proved he
Huh?
can be dynamic as a runner, dynamic as a thrower, led a woebegone franchise as a rookie all the way to the conference championship game. And he played well in those playoffs. Yes, they got killed in that conference championship game, but that was because of the defense letting him down, not because of Jaden Daniels. I like this guy a lot.
I,
I'm really excited to see what happens. He's a beast, man. I,
I
I
think
do have him top 5.
I think so too. Because he won. I mean, he's in there because he won. Had he not
Yeah.
gone, went 12-5 and got to the title game of the NFC, I would not say that. But offensive rookie of the year, the guy runs for 891. His
Yeah.
running game is so tough to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna put him up there too. I mean, he's definitely close to the top. He's definitely top 7, and I think yes, I agree with you. He's top 5. And Washington offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, Team Money, said that he is beefed up. He's like cut.
Oh,
He's
wow.
picked up. He was skinny last year, not this year, man. He's put on some weight. Watch out. He might be running over people on those runs.
That's great because I know that was a big concern coming in to the draft was how skinny he was, how slight a frame he was. So that's great to hear. The guy's dynamic, and Jeremy Fowler of ESPN did his annual poll from coaches and execs around the league, and they also ranked him 5th behind Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Lamar. Those are the pretty much the unanimous 4. And so I would have him 5th myself as well. They have Stafford, and then Jalen Hurts all the way down at 9, which, look, I get he might be not the dynamic ability of some of these guys throwing wise, but he has proven as a leader he's pretty dang good. Like, I agree with you. Jaden Daniels, I would, no questions, top 7 to me. I would put Stafford and Hurts right there, and you could pretty much argue any of those guys in my mind. Stafford, an elite thrower, been doing it for years, won a Super Bowl. Hurts is a great leader, runner, game manager, won a Super Bowl. And Jaden Daniels kind of just encapsulates both of them. And he's only getting started. So I like him a lot. I would have him top 5, but there's no question he's top 8, top 7, and only got room to grow here.
And all you fantasy players out there, you know that he's top 5 in that, because of his running ability. He's like Lamar. Lamar's up there
Yeah.
because of his running, and Jaden Daniels right there next to Lamar when it comes to fantasy quarterbacks. So go get him if you have a draft coming up. He's going to rack up some points running the ball and scoring. Hey, speaking of
Yeah.
a guy that's not doing as well at that quarterback role, it used to be in that top, Kyler Murray. Arizona he has started in 2021, Team Money. They've had one playoff appearance since he
Yeah.
started in 2021, and they lost that one. They've finished
Yep.
above 500, Team Money, while he's been there just once since he started in 2019. He started in 2019. They only made
Yeah.
the playoffs in 2021. So since that time, only one team over 500. We talk about Jaden Daniels winning. Kyler Murray is not. What do you think about him, T Money? Is this his final year in Arizona? And what do you think about him overall?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. That same poll that we were talking about with Jaden Daniels, with all the execs and coaches around the league, they had Kyler ranked 13th. And I think it's kind of sad to see him fallen this far. He just seems to make a spectacular play once a week and
Yeah.
then not do anything to help winning every week. And so, for talent wise, it's disappointing. And I don't know if that's the whole video game thing and he's not committed enough. I don't know if that's because he's always been undersized, but he has the abilities. And so, the coaching staff might not be the best, but now they got a Marvin Harrison Jr. He should have the weapons. James Conner's a good running back. They have a decent offensive line. They have Trey McBride at tight end. They have the pieces here. And what's interesting is he was 9th in QBR last year. So it's not like the guy hasn't put the stats up, hasn't had the highlights,
Yeah.
hasn't had those wow factors. He's only 28 years old. It's just there's a lot of interesting things that could happen here. And I think he's tradable after this year. His cap hit only drops to 47 million if you cut him after next year, or if you were to trade him to another team, it's 53 million, and that's basically the going rate for a quarterback. And then he's on an expired deal with no guaranteed money back, so you can easily cut him or re-sign him. I think this could be an easy out for them after this year if they want to trade him to a quarterback desperate team, like the Jets or the Steelers or someone out there that's really looking to make a splash. I think Kyler's got to put it together this year. I don't know what to say other than just disappointing overall. He
Well,
has everything on a platter for himself, and he just can't get it together.
what is he gonna do? This is his seventh year, man. What do you think?
Yeah,
Some new Kyler Murray's gonna jump out of the genie bottle this year? He's who he is, man, and he's not a top 10 quarterback, and he's not gonna
yeah,
be this year, even though Gannon says 100% he's a franchise quarterback. I don't
yeah,
believe head coach Jonathan Gannon when he says that. I mean, he's in the second year of a 5-year contract. So he's not, he's from a contract standpoint, he's kind of locked in there. Gannon has to say that maybe, but they were 8 and
yeah.
9. They had no playoff appearance, and he did do some things. You're right. He threw for 3,800 yards. So I mean, that's not bad. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But will they move on from him if he doesn't make the playoffs? Really? Are you going to convince me that they're going to move on from him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. When I hear Kyler Murray, you think of this dynamic athlete, this guy who can do it all. Might have the. I mean, he has the gifts of Jaden Daniels. He was a top 10 draft pick in baseball. This guy is a pure athlete, and he let Geno Smith throw more touchdowns than him last year. Geno Smith, like that's just the interesting part of this guy is like he's just not living up to what he can do. So this
He
could
doesn't
be his
seem
last year.
his
He
arm does
just
not
doesn't
seem
seem to
strong.
care.
He doesn't seem to have the
It,
gun.
yeah,
He's running for touchdowns. He ran for 5 touchdowns. That was six most of the quarterbacks. I mean, he's behind
yeah,
Jack Lamar and Jaden and Jalen with those running touchdowns and his running ability, 7 yards per
yeah,
carry. But he's not. He doesn't have the gun, man. He can't get the ball out there. And when are you going to get Marvy going, Kyler?
yeah.
Marvy's
I
a
know.
stud, and you're not getting him the ball because you can't throw a hard ball to the outside to get it to Marvy.
I don't know. Gee, it's going to be interesting with this guy for sure. A big season coming for him. He needs to show out.
Hey, I agree, man. I agree. You fantasy guys, he might do okay. He might be top 10 in fantasy
Yeah.
because of his running. But hey, you want more entertaining father-son camaraderie, man? Press that like and subscribe. Thanks to our show sponsor, Blue Tees Golf. Go to blueteesgolf.com, find affordable, high-quality products, and pick up your golf game, everybody. Enter the code FSHS. Get a 10% discount, y'all. blueteesgolf.com. Hey, let's go to the guy that's leading this team right here, Team Money, the quarterback. Probably the best quarterback they've had since Big Ben. We might see what you say about that. But the Steelers got Aaron Rodgers. He's 41, paid him 14 million. That's a pittance, compared to other big quarterbacks. But he can make more with incentives. How good can the Steelers be with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, right now their projected win total is 8.5. So
High.
it's they're going to be a middle of the road team. They're not going to lose to bad teams. They're going to
How
get
can that be?
kicked
They
in
were
the
10 and
mouth
7
with
last year, and they're
yeah.
better. They're a better team.
I don't know. Is Aaron Rodgers better than Russell Wilson? I don't know. And
Yes.
so right now, I would say they're about the same in my book. And so they're projected to be ninth in the conference. And, a good, if they beat the projection, they're projected to be eighth, or they're the 7 seed and then they get murdered by whoever's the 2 seed. Like they're not going to go into Buffalo and win. They're not going to go into Baltimore and win if they're the 7 seed playing the 2 seed. So like I think
Yeah.
this is going to be an underwhelming season. I don't think they're going to be, knocking on the door of the playoffs here like they usually are. Their defense is getting old. They have DK Metcalf now, and he's more of a straight line guy. And Rodgers is used to Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. Those are elite guys. They don't have the run game that Brees Hall was. So this is going to be tough sledding. That offensive line is not as good as the Jets were. Like, I'm worried about Aaron Rodgers. This could be really toxic really quick. I'll take the under on the win total. I don't think it's going to be by much. Maybe it's 7 or 8 wins, but I don't see 9 or 10 happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he took over Gang Green over there in Jetland and went 5-12. He
Yeah,
just didn't get the wins done. He got hurt. He's had so many issues. He's tearing apart locker rooms everywhere that he goes. Is
that's
this
the
guy,
thing.
is he going to pull it together? He's got to pull it together. I got a feeling
Exactly.
this is his last run, man. He feels like he signed a 1 year contract. He's just going to be the guy this time and do it right and get along with everybody. But I don't know if he could do it. I don't know if he could do it.
Yeah.
I know DK should get a lot of throws, but you're right. Can DK catch what Aaron throws at him, and is Aaron going to get mad?
Yeah. And that's the thing. You just don't know. He's on a 1 year, $10 million contract. What if they go on a 4 game losing streak? He doesn't care. He's done. And like you said, if him and TK aren't working, the locker room's toxic. This can get really bad really fast with these guys, and so it feels like Steelers putting all their chips on the board for one last hurrah, and then they might completely reset this thing with Tomlin, Rodgers, everyone gone, clearing house. TJ Watt wants a new contract; they might trade him. This seems like all the chips in the center of the table kind of move for them, and then full reset after this probably.
Yeah, well, I do have a lot more confidence in the Steelers organization and Tomlin than I do the Jets. I think if anybody could pull it off, it'd be the Steelers.
Yeah,
With that culture, with that winning attitude, and maybe Aaron's thought about this and thought, I need to approach this differently this time.
yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see.
We will see. Mobility, health issues, those are going to be what it is. He still has the arm strength, I think, to get it done, and they're going to run the ball. So I think he can fit in if he can get along with everybody and motivate them. Hey, let's move on to another topic. Let's talk about this guy behind me. We got Dak here coming back off injuries. The Cowboys did not make the postseason a year ago. They finished 7-10, averaged 20 points per game, but guess what? Their defense gave up 28. So are the Cowboys good enough this year, Team Money, to make the playoffs?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
it's even close here. They're projected for 7.5 wins right now. That's 12th in the NFC. So they're one of the bottom feeders of the league here. Luckily for them, one of the even worse teams, the Giants, is in their league. So that's going to be an interesting one. You know, they might get a couple wins there, but they have the Commanders and the Eagles, who are both going to probably go 4-0 versus this team
Ah,
in their division. So I don't see a way to the playoffs. The Cowboys are going to be disappointing this year. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to put up ungodly numbers because he's the only thing they got going on that offense. They still, again, don't have a run game. Their offensive line is shaky. They had some guys retired. They didn't fill it back up. Their defense has a lot of guys coming back from injury, and Micah's still not signed to a long-term deal, so he's holding out. Whole new coaching staff. I mean, this just all the writings on the wall. This is going to be a underwhelming season for these Cowboys this year.
yeah, really tough for them with Washington emerging now. Washington 12-5 last year, Cowboys 7-10. And of
Yeah,
course, the Eagles are at the top. So, man, they got a tough division right here. They won only 2 games at home last year. 2 games. They won 5 on the road, but only 2 at home. And Dak
crazy.
staying healthy is really a big issue. Can he do it? And they were only 3-3 in that division last year. They might be worse in that
Yeah,
division, as you said. So
yeah.
Dak misses the final 9 games of last season. He is back. He's taken the first team reps, I understand, and he's all healed from his torn hamstring. So he's on his way.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't doubt that this offense is going to be able to put up points. I think it's going to be kind of similar to what Joe Burrow has up in Cincinnati. You know, that's just high flying offense, but a defense that can't, contain anyone else either. Bad offensive line. So it's sacks or it's touchdowns. So, you're always playing behind the sticks because you got no run game. Like it reminds me of a lesser than Cincinnati Bengals team. Like there's going to be a week where Dak throws for 405 touchdowns and loses, right? And that's just what it's going to be because of this team. And so, I don't see anywhere for them to go. And even the Giants in their own division might have the best defensive line in the league, and they have a new quarterback, so they could be even sneaky good at some point. Yeah, this team's headed in the wrong direction. I don't trust their new head coach Schottenheimer at all. It seemed like
Woo!
a reach of a hire. No one was even considering him for any coach openings across the entire
T
league.
Money
So,
throwing the leather. T Money's throwing the
yeah,
leather early
this
on here.
team's. I'll take the under on that seven
Hey,
and a half.
yeah, from a fantasy standpoint, Dak could be a late round flyer in your fantasy
Yeah,
draft. He could
I
be
agree with
someone
that.
that could throw a lot of balls and a lot of touchdowns trying to
Yeah,
catch up in games. He's got George
100%.
Pickens now with CD and George. You got Jake Ferguson and Javante Williams coming over from the Broncos. Can catch the ball. He had 52 catches last year. So
Yeah.
can Dak run up some fantasy points? He will be able to if he stays healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's a good
And
point. I like them for that, but nothing else.
And then just before we wrap up here, Tony, Team Money, we're working our way to the finish here of our show for July 17. Odds to win the Super Bowl, Team Money. The top 4, you're not going to believe it. It's the same as always. In the AFC, it's the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs right up there at the top. And in the NFC, it's the Eagles. Those are the 4 top teams right now. Odds to win the Super Bowl, Team Money. Got a comment
All
on that?
right. It sounds about right. We'll see. Don't my
Same old,
Rams
same
are.
old.
Hey, watch out again for my sneaky Rams. I'm on them every year. I'm gonna keep saying the Rams are sneaky this year.
18 to 1. 18 to 1 for the
Yeah, I
Rams.
like those odds.
Yeah, they're actually they're ranked 6th in terms of ability to win it. So you're not
Sneaky.
alone, Team Money. Hey,
Yeah.
that's it for today's show, Team Money. We hope you had football fun hanging out with us, everybody. Father-son football loves bringing you the energy. On behalf of Team Money, I'm G-Man. Weekly shows coming at you. See you next week.
All right. Peace. Hey, all right. Now you can click the stop recording button if you want, or the